This conference will now be recorded.
This is Doug Green, and I'm the publisher of TR Publications, and I'm very pleased to have with us today Stacy Hamer, who is the Chief Operating Officer at IQMetrix. Stacy, thank you for joining me again.
Thanks so much for having me.
Well, the last time we talked, it was summertime, and summer was in the air. It was nice and warm, and so on and so forth. And as we were just discussing, it's now all of a sudden really dark outside part of the day, and it's a little bit cold, and the frost is on the pumpkin and all that stuff. So here we are. We're looking down the calendar at maybe Black Friday and some other things. We're going to talk about that all in this podcast. But before we get to that, what is IQMetrix?
So IQMetrix is a telecom experience platform, and we're built very specifically for the telco space. So whether you're a carrier, an authorized retailer, an OEM, or a national retailer, we bring solutions to the table to run your stores and online presence.
And you have a flagship product, I think, called RQ4.
We do. So RQ is our flagship product, and it does anything from point of sale to inventory management, all the RMS back office functions, data, reporting, employee commission, anything that it really takes to run a store.
So this is a retail product, but your message is really directed at the carrier community. Am I right?
Exactly right.
And how does that all work? Why is this a carrier opportunity?
So it's a carrier opportunity just because of the evolution of how the telco space has really quickly evolved over the last, even if you look back 10 years, the retail and online space was really dominated by the indirect channel. Over the years, it's consolidated, and the carriers are now, faced with all of this competition and fight for the consumer. So with that, they were really trying to define what the experience for their consumer looks like in their stores, whether they run them or an authorized retail partner runs them. So our solutions have evolved alongside with that. So a lot of people always think, oh, point of sale means the indirect channel, and it certainly can. But as the carriers are looking to control that experience for their customers, we're there behind the scenes just to kind of take a lot of that burden off of them and make it really easy to do.
So, you guys sort of sit at the center of two huge revolutions occurring right at the same time. Retail is undergoing this huge transformation, and so are the carriers. So talk to me a little bit about, what you see in the coming year on, that modernization process and, what the opportunities are like for people navigating through all that.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's so fascinating from our seat watching all of this kind of play out. And we are at this unique point where we do kind of have a view and hand in kind of every different thing that everyone's doing. So what we really gets us excited is that you know we're finding our own groove on what does it look like to give insight to the industry and then help them behind the scenes. So we're seeing carriers try to pivot really really fast and say, we want to bring this experience to the table, we want to meet our customer where they are, we need to get new subscribers in new creative inventive ways. So you're no longer going to be able to just rely on the foot traffic coming into your stores. You're going to have to go to the pop-up events and get creative with your B2B channel and your different sales channels. You have to make the experience of someone walking into your store an enjoyable thing. No one thinks, or wakes up in the morning and thinks, wow, I can't wait to go spend an hour in a cell phone store and upgrade my phone today. It shouldn't take you an hour. It should take you 10 minutes to do that. It should just be an easy thing. So as these carriers are, changing these experiences, we get excited about it because we think that, we're in a good position to help them do it quickly and honestly really cost effective. It's kind of comical to us when we talk to a carrier and we say, hey, we can implement this or we can implement that and it will help you make this experience better wherever your customer is. They immediately think, I don't have $20 million in my budget to do that right now. And it's kind of like a joke for us internally because that shouldn't be the response and the trigger for you to evolve next year or, in the coming months. It should never be, I can't do that because I financially don't have the budget for it. It's just an archaic view of how technology works now to support a carrier.
Stacy, I want to make everyone understand a little bit better also what you were just talking about with the time issue, because I think we talked about it last time, and it's an important thing to stress that I think you pointed out that it's still a problem for too many carriers. People get stuck in that store, and it becomes not a great experience.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that the average consumer doesn't have a loving relationship with their carrier. It's more of a dreadful one, to be honest, because the average time it takes to activate a postpaid device is over 45 minutes, 45 to 60 minutes, and that's simply too long. That becomes a burden, and that's something that should be solved. Technology can solve that problem, and it can be an exciting experience because it should pivot the experience from a dreadful, I'm going to sit there in silence face to face with my rep while they transfer everything and go through a million different steps. Instead, it should be, what do we need for Doug Green to make sure that he's on the best rate plan? And we're going to add different bundles to him and different services and create a package that's custom to him and personalized to him. That's where the time should be spent. And there's a lot of really cool technology out there today that can make for those really great experiences.
You know, let's combine that up with what the type of season we're in. It's a huge time of the year that's a great family present. You walk into a store and maybe update everybody's technology a little bit, but whether or not it's going to be a great experience, you're going to be happy or not. And yeah, a lot of people, maybe you can pull this together for me because a lot of people are just mystified by all the plans and they're not really feeling if they can even trust what they're hearing.
It's an unfortunate reality. And I think, the great operators will shine here, the great carriers will shine here, or they're learning to shine here. But I think for me and on behalf of IQMetrix, what we believe, carriers and anyone in the telco industry should do going into the holidays is just focus on your brand and what you can do and making sure that you've got great, stable systems supporting your consumers and embrace technology so that your sales associates in your stores or your online experience or wherever your customer is on the path to creating that really personalized experience for your customer, because that is what's going to set you apart. There's too much competition in the industry these days. Those little experiences, they matter right now, and going into the holidays, I would focus on that heavily.
Stacy, how do people buy IQmetrix?
Reach out to us on IQmetrix.com, and we've got a big social media presence on LinkedIn. And we would love to talk to anyone and see if there's any synergies between our companies.
Well, Stacy, I really want to thank you for this big update on what's going on IQmetrix, on some of the trends that you're seeing, and I hope we get to do this soon after the new year. But for now, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you, Doug. Next time it will be warmer, I hope.
This conference will now be recorded.
So something that's really important to us at IQMetrix is
This conference will now be recorded.
I'm Stacy with IQMetrix. IQMetrix is a telecom experience platform built specifically for the telecom industry. What's really top of mind for us right now is this relentlessly changing industry in the telecommunications space. And not only is it changing quickly for the consumer, it's changing very quickly for the carrier, and the competition and the bundles and the ands just continue. So what we're really excited about is where we play in this space, which we call interconnected commerce. And that's the solution we bring into the telecom industry. Because if you're in the space, you know that any technology behind the scenes at a carrier level is absolutely unbelievably complicated, and it will continue to get more complicated, which will just continue to bog down the reality of carriers being really nimble and creating these great customer experiences. So that's what really gets us excited. I could talk forever about it. I won't. But if you do want to learn more about us, go to www.iqmetrix.com or check us out on LinkedIn or any social media platform. And we're always keen to meet new people and talk more about the trends in the telecom space.